Good evening, YouTube family. Welcome to another Two Family Homestead live stream. Woo!
We're live on, it's not even Saturday night. Saturday Night Live.
It's
live on Monday night.
Monday Night Live.
You can't even do Sunday. Oh, that's what Jason does on Saturday. I don't have the microphone that he does to scare the poop out of everybody.
Well, you could. I can make it do that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that, but no.
Right, all right.
You. Hey, everybody. Yes, Paul, naturally, NCD and I have a vested interest in that wine. Mm-hmm. Yes. Don't know how you're going to get it over here, but Dee and I will figure out how we can share it between the two of us. And I totally need some wine lately. So, live from Ohio, it's Monday Night Live. There we go. Thank you, Dee. And it's cold outside. If you haven't seen, I stuck my phone outside a little while ago and took a picture. Earlier this morning, it started snowing. Didn't think it was going to stick. Guess what? It stuck. So, tonight is a friend of ours. We met her. It's been over 3 years since we've met.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
And the friendship stuck. We're like two peas in a pod when we get together, which is scary because the
very first gathering, Deep South gathering.
And she's hiding in the back room, but she's you still can't see her. But
Well,
you can hear her.
I'm going to keep her in the back room
You're
for just a moment.
Gonna keep her in the
For just a
back room?
moment, I'm going to keep her in the back room.
Oh, Mama Z, honey, it's cold enough here where we got snow. It's sticking everywhere.
Because we've got
Oh, no.
30, halfway to 40 people or so in here.
Yes, we do. 36.
Good.
And I want you all to know that Sherry has started.
Yes, you did, Kyle.
Sherry has started a collaboration, and it's the first video that she's put into this is published earlier today, and I decided, hey, we're going to maybe try something different here.
Hey, David.
So
Gil?
the collaboration, go ahead, just describe what it's going to be.
It's a holiday collaboration. Food oriented. Whatever kind of food you make for holidays, whether it's appetizers, candies, whatever holiday food you make, do a video and join our collab. I'm going to be putting candy in it because I do a lot of candy and cookies for the season. Did a cheese spread is what we put up this morning. Another one is going to be coming up, I think, tomorrow possibly.
Probably.
My other cheese spread. I do, like I said, I sent out a lot of cookies and candies last year. And we just would like everybody to join. I've sent out some invitations to try to hit up some of the bigger channels.
Well, and with the holidays coming, we know a lot of people. You're baking pies, you're baking candy, you're making fudge, you're making things maybe you don't necessarily make during other times of the year.
Right. Latkes.
Latkes. Okay. So we're looking for stuff like that. But I wanted to up it just a little bit.
Sean, you can send me some of that if you would, please.
This is certainly not a
yes. By all means, Terry, do as many videos as you want. I am.
This is not a requirement to do this by any stretch. But I made a 10-second intro. Now, I only used it for 5 seconds on Sherry's video.
Rosanna, Dana.
But I made a 10-second intro that if anyone here would like to add this into, and you can edit it, you can cut it down, you can lengthen it out. But if you'd like to have this, it's small enough, I can email it to you. And this is what it looks like. Now, there's no sound to it. This is just a very quick 10 seconds. So let's just take a look here. And the dog is not part of the intro. The
No,
dog.
because our dog, he has a much deeper bark.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog is not part of the intro. But if you would like to have this to add on to the front or end or whatever of your video, you can go give Sherry's video that she put out today. Give that a look. Watch it all the way to the end. That way you get to see it all. Is that
Go lay down.
is that bumping it enough?
That you bumped it very well.
I bumped it very
You
well.
bumped it very well.
Okay.
Yes, Angela, latkes. Yes, it's Hanukkah. What's Hanukkah without latkes?
So
Oh, heads or tails living. Oh, you don't have to do just one. Make multiple videos. I mean, that's going to be the fun of it. And yes, Darren, you can do your rum and coke if that's your holiday meal. Holiday drink by all means.
that could be very interesting. If you got a special blend that you want to have, or
Yeah, Scotch and Coke. I'm sorry, that was Darren. It was Scotch and Coke, not
Scotch
rum
and Coke.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's holiday food. Sure, why not? Kilta Gardner wants the cheesecake. I'm not sure it would ship very well. I mean, it's like 2-3 inches thick. They're not gonna ship that well. And Renaissance, yeah, Daryl is the one that eats the cheese spread. I'm the one that we'll put out tomorrow. That's my favorite. In fact, I've been nibbling on it with Triscuit crackers. Yes, I'm going to do latkes. Of course I will. Different types of latkes also, not just regular potatoes. Yes, Hanukkah starts on the 10th. Yes, sir, it does. And I will have nails to match Hanukkah. Right now, they're still Thanksgiving nails.
well, it's going to depend on how good your nail seamstress is, or whatever she's called.
Nail seamstress? Okay, dokie.
Oh, it's technician, isn't it?
Yeah,
A nail technician.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how anybody came up with the name technician for a nail artist.
You've never. Okay, you need to come in and she can't do your nails. You don't have any, but watch. You need to watch what she does. She uses a Dremel, Daryl. I let her put a Dremel on my nails.
I have
There's
a Dremel.
no way in HE double hockey sticks are you going to touch my fingers with the Dremel. No way.
Uh-oh.
Nail seamstress. Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, hey, I
Yep,
think we can let her out here.
Patrice's project. Sew those nails on. No.
All right. So, Brenda, you there?
Yes, sir.
You still awake?
I'm here.
You still awake?
I'm awake.
Well,
Paul's not, but I am.
you are on the screen.
Mama, hello, how are you? And no, he
Oh,
can't even get a
that's
pedicure. Yep, we met. And it was what, 4 years? It was the very first.
Very first.
Very
in
first,
October. First one was in.
The first one was in
nice.
October. Deep South Homestead gathering. It was at the campground. And that's the night
By the lake.
by the lake. We went back to Danny and Wanda's that night. Didn't leave till after midnight. And that's the night Wanda picked.
Watched to pick their first
Yep,
pineapple that night.
That's right. That Wanda picked her first pineapple. Exactly.
Yep.
If you
Yep,
folks
we
don't
had a
know
buffalo.
who this woman is, this is Duncan 1900. This is Brenda, aka Duncan 1900.
Also,
Hello, everyone.
also known as Fire Lady.
The keeper of the wood stove.
Keeper of the wood
The,
stove. Yeah,
the keeper of the flame.
This woman does not sleep during the winter.
No.
Darren, no, you're not getting next to my nails. Sorry. Knife grinder.
Uh-oh.
The Red Shed. Hello, hello. How are you? Grizz, how are you? Okay, if you have any questions for Brenda, make sure they're in all caps. If I don't catch them, one of my moderators do. Doug and Stacy.
Just not this one tonight.
So I'm so glad you are here tonight.
Doug and Stacy, you were not at the very first one.
No, they were at the second one.
You were at the second one.
Yeah, that second one is when he won the Jacks tournament.
Yes, and that's only because his hands are the size of pie plates.
God.
Yeah. He's probably make about 4 of mine. Mine probably like 2-year-old hands compared to his.
So, Doug and Stacy, thank you so much for dropping in. Always a pleasure to have you in here. You got any words of wisdom for the upcoming winter? Please be sure to share them in the chat here.
Yes, Mama, you were, weren't you? Yep, that's where we met. Mm-hmm. So tell me, Miss Brenda, or tell them. I already know the story. How did you come up with your channel name?
Okay, well, let's see here. As you know, I debated for quite a while about our channel name.
Yes, you did.
Quite a while. And I really did not want to include our name in it. But things didn't kind of didn't work that way. For start, I guess I really need to take you back to how we even came to live where we're living at. We come out of the Ozark Mountains, and we are now living in Midwestern Missouri, which is prairie land. I can walk out my doors now and see the highways from where we live at. And we're right in the middle of a 5-mile stretch of gravel road, and we are the only residents on this road. But Paul, well, the place where he was working at, where we used to live, decided to close their doors, which I knew a couple of years before before it happened that it was going to happen. Call it intuition, call it God told me, however you want to look at it. But I kept telling Paul, I said, nope, they're going to close their doors, and we're going to have to relocate. And when we do, I want back out on the farm. This in-town living is for the birds. When we lived there, I was getting up at 6:30 every morning in the summer, hopping on, believe it or not, on my scooter and riding 6.5 miles out of town every day to work in my garden at a friend's house. So, at any rate, they decided to close the doors, and oh gosh, it was right in the middle. Well, it was 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years in, well, it was 10 years this past, what? I think like August, something like that they closed the doors. So, it was right in the middle of that recession that was going on at that time. And when they closed their doors, it really hit hard there. And there just was no jobs to be had anywhere. So, we knew there was a lot of industry up here, along with farms. So we decided we'd come up this way looking for a job. And Paul put in a few applications, including at a chicken processing plant that, oh my gosh. After his third interview there and a walk-through tour of the plant, I told him there's no way. He was working there. When you have to wear a button, a safety button that is an alarm, and if it goes off, you've got 9 seconds to vacate the building or you'll die. No, not working there. So,
Brenda,
yes.
what's this 9-second thing all about? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, it was a chicken process plant, and I don't want to name any names, but
well, you don't have to give a name, but I mean, if the chicken,
but when they're processing chicken innards and stuff like that, you know, if you've ever processed a chicken, you know they smell, they stink.
Okay, yeah.
They are putting off fumes that are actually toxic fumes, and when you're in a confined building with people butchering thousands of them at one time, the toxic levels can get really high on it. And that's why they have to wear these little buttons that are alarms.
So it just leads a whole new dimension to chicken shit.
Yeah, oh yeah. to say the least.
You've been sticking around Darren too long.
I don't think
So anyway,
I've not heard you tell
but-
this story before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on his third interview and a walkthrough of the. They took him on a tour of the plant, and they stuck this button on him and told him, "The alarm goes off. You've got 9 seconds to vacate the building."
Well, that's,
Jeez.
Or
well, that might not be so bad if you're right next to the door, but
yeah, Lord help you if you're not so close to the door.
that's just amazing. I had no idea. I mean, do you know, is that a common thing in a lot of big chicken processing plants? Or is that, or is the one that you were looking at, was that just a particularly foul plant?
Well, it was a foul plant, all right, because they do with the chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So at any rate, he put in an application at a few other places, including where he's working at now, which is Sierra Bullets. And a couple of the bosses were sitting there one night going through resumes because they really needed to hire somebody else for maintenance. And they came across Paul's and decided that he was the one they were going to hire. In fact, he told Paul when Paul came in for the interview that he said, "I don't know if you believe in God or not," he said, "but we were sitting here thumbing through all these resumes, and when I got to yours, a voice told me, stop, this is the one."
Oh, they're hearing voices, and they hired God, Paul. This is scary.
It explains a lot, don't it?
Brenda, do they have a HACO? Did that place have a HACO system? Is that how it's pronounced? HACO?
I have no idea.
Drops Family Garden asked that. Never heard of
Oh.
HACO. I've heard of Halo
Yes,
system.
Okay, Eco system. I don't know.
Well, I know
What it was called. It's
that,
just what they done whenever he went on a tour.
I know that the plant that I worked in, and you'll find this in many server rooms and things like that. In order to quell a fire, they use a halon system, which removes all the oxygen from gas. And if that goes off, you've got seconds to get out the door. But that's just a room. That's not getting out of the building.
Yeah. Now, they told him he had 9 seconds to vacate the building. So I was like,
Wee.
get in there.
Wow.
No.
Well,
So-
I'm glad he decided to go straight ahead to Sierra.
Well, he did. And
Well,
they
yeah.
hired him.
Well, yeah, you're glad. You've gotten to benefit from it.
Well, he's been so kind as to
Right, Brenda? I
He
mean,
is-
you know.
he has been
There's
so
been
kind.
a few in the Homestead
Yes.
community who had benefited from
Yeah,
it.
some people get the T-shirt. You get the other stuff.
Yeah, he has shared with me a couple pieces of lead that we could put in our pockets, and
So to speak.
so to speak. And
Yep.
I give him a new mug that he can take into work and
That's right.
fill it up anytime he likes to.
That's right. Yeah, really.
Actually, he gets 15 pounds every 3 months free.
Wow.
And that's
And that's a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
not only is that a lot of bullets, but that's any I believe it's any kind of bullets they make. I mean, he has
It is any kind you make.
he has choice of the litter, so to speak.
That he
Hey,
does.
Grammy Karen, how are
And
you,
that-
dear?
That includes a lot of the same ammunition that the police and the military and all of them good people use.
So,
While we're on the subject, and, well, this isn't made in a factory, but I do want to advertise for Brenda's daughter. Uh-huh. Yep. I was the first one that this was made for. She has made more since then.
do you want me to put you bigger on the screen?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I didn't know she was going to do this, folks. I'm sorry. I'd
No.
have had her all blown up big on the screen, but
You're going to blow me up? Don't even go there, Darren. Don't touch that 10-foot pole.
He's got Dremel tools, and now he's wanting to blow you up. Okay.
Brenda's daughter is an artist, an artiste. Okay? This is it's on a necklace. She made me a tree of life.
Yes.
And on the tree of life, I think it shows up, is a
I
Jewish
can see
star.
it.
Can you see it? There's a Jewish star on it. Obviously, this was made specifically for me. This was one of the first Tree of Lives that she has done. Tree of Life is
Yes.
in a lot of the Jewish books and everything. So this thing is very, very special to me. Brenda's daughter made it. She can make you one for a price. So, and
I sewed a few
holidays
of them
are
for
yeah,
her in
yep.
Mississippi.
Holidays are coming. Yep.
well, speaking of upcoming holidays, should I open up the phone lines? You think?
Sure.
I think so.
Why not?
Let's do this. All right. So, folks, the phone lines are open. Numbers scrolling across the top of the screen, a couple of different numbers. You call that number. You have to punch in the meeting ID, which is 818-3023-2852.
Tonight.
And then it'll say, okay, press the pound key or whatever. Just follow the prompts. Has put in the passcode, which tonight is 185446. We do not use the same meeting ID and passcode every week, or else it would. It changes every week. So this is good for this week.
Hey, Dana, how are you?
But the phone lines are open if you'd like to ask Brenda any questions.
I don't know, Dee. He hasn't been coming in till late if he comes in. Morgan, how are you?
Hey.
Oh, I'll take a salami, Rosanna. That sounds good.
Hey.
And
Okay.
I put these lights on the back of our chairs, but they're not. All they do is you can't see what they are. They're my Hanukkah lights. They are Jewish stars. But you can't.
I thought they looked like stars or
Yeah,
something, but I wasn't sure.
You can't see them because of the glare. So
I'll come up with something for next time.
you're not buying me another one, what, Grizz? I lost that one. Well, Darren, I already said hello. You didn't have to say hello, dear, again.
So how was Morgan doing tonight? Saw your latest Farm Profit video there, and thumbs up to that. And looking forward to watching your adventures with the cows next year. And for those of you that are not aware who I'm talking to, it's Goldshaw Farm is in here as one of our moderators. Does a fantastic job. Has a great channel. And we're going to get him on the show again one of these nights. Probably, maybe, just maybe come February, maybe. We'll see.
He does an awesome job on his videos.
Yes, he does.
And he's a great storyteller.
Yep.
Yes, tells fantastic stories. Brenda, what are you drinking?
It's hot.
Coffee.
I was going to say, yeah, it's coffee. It's like you. Yeah.
I mean, oh, is that a lid on top of it there, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was going to say that looks so frothy that if that's a beer, you got quite a head on it there. So.
Now, I do have a stir stick that will make it frothy.
Grizz, feel free to make me another piece. I don't have anything that you've made, so go for it. Just doing your nightly editing. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Homestead Paradise wants to know how you enjoyed your road trip.
Oh, gosh. It was exhausting.
I'm surprised you found time to stop anywhere.
We spent just under 2 hours at Kiss My Grass Acres. And I think we were even under 2 hours at Big Bear Homestead. But we were on the road for 4 days.
And no licking of fences?
No licking the fences.
No licking of fences.
And we only stopped once to shop.
Oh, my Lord.
Well,
Did you have a fever?
you stopped somewhere in Kentucky too, didn't you?
Yeah. Kentucky.
Yes, we did.
Kentucky,
Big
Tennessee.
Farm. That's
but
where
she
we
didn't
stayed the
mention-
longest at.
Yeah, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia.
Yeah.
Then home.
But she didn't say that. I was prompting her.
You were prompting her.
I was prompting her. I was trying to pull that information out in a polite way instead of saying, "Where the hell else did you stop?"
Yes, we stopped at our last stop was at Higgs Rock Farm, and we spent the night there.
Ah, okay. Okay. Accommodations were good, I assume.
They were very good.
Yes.
Very, very
yes,
good.
Yes, Copper Kettle.
We
This
got
is Miss
there,
Brenda.
and she already had deer stew waiting for us to eat. And we had warm, comfy beds for the night, and it was awesome. It was great. It was
Brenda has coffee. This is cappuccino.
awesome.
And this, Terry, you'll like this. Terry, this was given to me years ago by my daughter. It had, I think, when I was working as receptionist at the nursing home. I was a nursing secretary. Mother's Day or something, maybe. It has, obviously, dog paws or cat paws on the back, and they're on the inside. But it also has a saying on it, which when you have St. Bernards, and we had Shadow was a black lab
Ciao.
chow mix, you have hair everywhere. So yes, I like the big mugs also, Terry.
I like my mug big.
Kilton
It's not-
Gardner, you going? I don't even know if I'm going to make the cheesecake because there's only Daryl and me here, Robert. It's sort of silly for me to make that humongous cheesecake for just us.
Aw. The kids aren't going to make it even for Christmas.
So, Brenda,
No,
we've never been out to your place, but I've watched a number of your videos and stuff that you have outside, and you've described before that you live on a 5-mile gravel road. I mean, you're kind of out, but from what I've seen of your videos, it is so flat where you're at. You could see a storm coming from 20 miles away.
Pretty much. We live on part of what used to be called the old Ionia Prairie. And it is definitely flat land. In the winter, we can see traffic from both highways, to the south and to the north of us. And we can see all the water towers in the surrounding towns around us.
Now, I know that they claim that the Earth is round, but from your vantage point, I would say it's more of a bowl you can see so far out.
It is very flat here. And yes, you can see tornadoes coming. In fact, I got a video. It's one of my first videos I put up. It was I think it was, I don't know, it was the summer storm or something like that. At any rate, I was videoing a dust storm go through. And I didn't realize till after I was done videoing and had put it on my computer and was watching it, there was actually a tornado that formed during that video that I caught on film.
Well, share with the folks a little bit here about your place, how big it is. I know you have an in-ground garden, and you do some other farming, I believe. I know you guys got a tractor.
Yes, we have a tractor. We finally got it going yesterday. It's been broke down. But we have 10 acres. Okay. We're pretty much, we're probably sitting about 3/4 of the way into it because our property, the way it's laid out, is only an acre deep and it's 10 acres long. So our north field that we harvest hay out of for the animals, it's about somewhere between 6.5, 7 acres.
Well, and that's exactly what I meant by some additional farming. You you grow hay
Yes.
and I don't know, straw or whatever else. I don't know if you do any fields of corn or
Poppies. Poppies. Oh,
poppies.
sorry. I'm seeing, we have people from
Poppies.
Oz here, so I'm thinking poppies.
But then you come on forward, and we've got another lot between us and the north field. And there used to be an old barn toward the back of it, but it was gone before we ever moved here. The concrete foundation is still there, and there's a well by it. And then my son just put a, I guess you call one of those tiny houses in the lot between us and the north field, and he's been working on it. And he's finally gotten moved into it, but it's still not completely finished, but it's finished enough to live in for now.
Okay, well, Brenda, we got somebody on the phone here, so let me let him in the room here.
Alrighty.
And Homestead Paradise wants to know how the ducks are doing.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Ducks.
Terry.
Hey,
The ducks are
Terry.
gone.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Brenda, can I steal some drops of your energy at nighttime, please? Especially during the cold weather.
Oh, honey, I wish I had some to share.
It's supposed
Winter's
to be 30
still long
degrees
here.
tonight and 24 tomorrow night. Oh, my goodness. I'm not ready for it.
Yes.
So-
We will probably be in the single digits tonight with the wind chill.
Oh, bless you.
So, Brenda, is the only source of heat in your house your stove, your burner? Or is that just supplemental that you use
We
all
have
the time?
3 wood stoves.
Okay. And you also
Now,
you also cook with wood too, do you not?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I cook all winter long on the wood cook stove in the kitchen. Plus, it heats my kitchen.
Okay, and that's I want to say a Princess stove.
No. No, I don't know what brand it is. It's an older one. I can't exactly take the camera and run in there and show you, but
Oh well, you don't have to.
it's an older one. It's an older stove. I wish I had a Princess stove. That would be nice, but no.
Okay, well,
It's one of the older white.
maybe it's
what is-
Stacy that has the Princess.
It could be
Yeah.
Doug and Stacy.
Yeah, Doug and Stacy does, and somebody else does. I can't remember who it is now.
Well, I knew the Princess was kind of a popular cook stove. And,
Yes.
and of course those can be purchased at Lehman's. I think we might have a link down below somewhere. So,
I would love to have a wood stove, but I don't think it would go too well with this house.
Probably not.
Considering it's like maybe a 650 square foot house, it wouldn't do too well.
You'd be sitting outside with all the doors open.
Yeah. My neighbors
Yeah.
would think I'm crazy, and I'd have the cat sitting at my doors wanting to come in. And yeah, not good.
Yeah.
well, Brenda, I know that you and
You
Paul
wanna-
have traveled to a lot of different events. You get around a little bit. You kind of it's almost like if whether you show up, which is fine. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad or anything. Don't misunderstand me, but I know you've been down into Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the shindig? I'm trying to remember.
No,
No.
we didn't get to it.
You didn't go to the
It
shindig.
was just a little too close in timing to the gathering in Mississippi.
Okay, and I don't know if you went down to Broussard's
No.
bash.
No, we didn't make it down there neither.
Okay, but I know you've been to the picnic.
Yes.
She's been to the picnic. She's been to the HOA.
HOA. You've been.
She was
to,
at Jason's last year, Memorial Day weekend,
Been to Jason's.
and the obviously the
Duncan stays.
Homestead Life Conference in Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal, and I know that she's also
Scared the bejesus out of me the first time they showed up because she came up behind me and put her hands over my eyes. She did. Yeah.
And,
Guess who? I don't know who.
and I know you've also visited some folks along the way. Of course, you just came back from a rush trip, but I know you've also been down in Tennessee visiting some folks, and so you get around a little bit.
No, Brett. We haven't picked on Brenda yet for being short.
So see, Brenda's like been around the corner from me a few times.
Yeah.
And I still haven't met her yet.
Yep. She was at.
That's one of my goals for next year is I want to meet a bunch of
Well, you're gonna have
some of
to.
the YouTubers. That
You're gonna have to come to Jason's. That's the hangout spot.
I know, but I gotta be able to have a license and a vehicle to do that.
That's true.
Or I had to get picked up and go there.
It's helpful.
That's true.
And I see that
'Cause
Northeast
my
Georgia
feet and
has
a
made it in the
bicycle
room.
ain't gonna make it.
Yeah. No.
Yes,
No.
the Naked Gardeners.
Naked Gardener, Conrad Homestead. Welcome.
Hello, Naked Gardeners.
Yep. Trip H.
Oh, you got that right, Grizz.
The live conference is where you got to meet Brenda. That's true.
And so I'll just remind everybody the phone lines are open if you'd like to call in and say hello and get your few minutes of fame on Monday Night Live. Feel free to do so.
Brenda, how's your turmeric doing? I was watching your video earlier where you planted ginger and turmeric. How is it
Actually,
going?
they're still alive, but that's because I put them in the greenhouse. So, otherwise they
Now,
won't survive
they-
the winter here.
Are they easy to grow? Because I haven't grown them yet.
Oh, yes, they're real easy to grow. You plant them pretty much like you do an iris, or some people refer to them as flags. They're basically, they sit almost on the surface. They don't have to be completely covered.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe that, because I bought some ginger from the store last year. And I tried it again this year and it didn't go too well because I had cats trying to dig into the pot and use the pot for other things, and the plants ended up dying. But they were growing. They were doing good.
Yeah. Actually, they really need a longer growing season than what we have here. But if you could plant them early enough, but they do need it to be warm. I mean, if you get a cold snap, it's going to kill them.
Oh, I can
But-
bring them in the house.
You can grow
My
them
kitchen
anywhere.
stays
You can
warm.
just bring them in the fall and let them keep on growing.
Well,
Which I normally
we've
do.
been
but
getting
my
down in
library's full.
We've been getting down in the 30s at night lately, and my Meyer lemon bush is still blooming, still putting on flowers, and still trying to put on lemons. And it's
Cool.
almost December.
Crazy weather.
Yeah, but I gotta bring them in tomorrow. We're supposed to be 24 tomorrow night.
I was gonna say I know. Who was
Yeah.
it? Jason and Robin were talking about possibly having a freeze tonight.
Yeah. It's supposed to be 30 tonight.
Yeah, it seems to be like going right down the east side of the country.
Okay, and we have another caller here, so let's open the door.
You got your towel, Sherry?
I know. I'm scared.
I heard you sigh when Daryl said the phone line was open.
I know. I should sigh. There we go.
Yeah,
Doesn't even have to talk.
yeah. Introductions are not needed.
Doesn't even have to say a word.
All the way from Australia, Daryl.
People, go get your towels.
Welcome to Monday Night Live.
Make a potty break right now.
Thank you. What else would I do on a Tuesday morning? I could work, but I could also stay here and annoy you guys.
104 Sweeney's Creek Farm. Are you like in Arizona or hell or
Holy
or
moly.
where? Yeah.
Sweeney's Creek are in Australia.
Oh,
Oh, really?
They are.
Yes.
104? Oy vey.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Julianne
My
from
friend-
Sweeney's Creek.
Ah, gotcha.
My friend Kelly was telling me they were at 115 where she was over in Australia. I said, no, thank you.
Well, we have the complete
I
opposite
can
here.
remember as a kid.
We're covered in white.
I can
I'll
remember
take
as
it.
a kid in the summertime, it was nothing for it to be 110 to 115 degrees.
Yeah, but we were kids.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't get that hot anymore. And we're all like, oh no, it's too hot.
Oh, yeah. It's 80. I got to get into the air conditioning.
And we didn't have air conditioning when I was growing up.
Nope. Well, you're sort of like me. That was, a couple years back. Just a couple. Yeah.
Just a couple.
You ain't that old.
Sweeney's Creek Farm. That's what Darren said. You said you're in Australia, so that's the reason.
Yep.
You're in summer. We're getting in winter.
Yeah, 110's not out of the question here often.
So, Brenda,
Yes.
it runs in my mind, and I could be wrong here, but do you have or had a small greenhouse or something that you were talking about maybe doing something bigger or?
Yeah, they have a greenhouse.
We put up a small Harbor Freight greenhouse. It's like a 10 by 12 greenhouse this past summer. But just on the other side of that window right there, which is the south side of my house, I have a concrete pad there already. So I really would love to have a greenhouse / sunroom added onto the house.
Ah, okay.
Then I wouldn't be looking at all this in the wintertime indoors.
Sounds like
Plus,
she's
I can
got a
still
husband
food out
to-do
there.
list already.
Oh, we have another caller.
Ahmed. That's all we need.
Let
we
me
have
let him
Darren,
in.
We just need Ahmed.
Yep.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Ed from Southern Life Homestead.
Well, hi,
Hey,
Ed.
Ed, how are you?
G'day, Ed.
Hello.
Hey, I had to call in because Darren's on here.
What, are you after a cooking lesson?
No, I give up all that now. Yep, I give it up.
Well, Darren,
But I
since
just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Darren, since you're such the cook, you need to join our collab. And no, Scotch and rum doesn't count.
Yes,
for the,
it does.
Well, not for the collab. Well, you could do that. I suppose that would. You could make a short out of make a short out of it.
You can't
I've
make
been called out
things
for
like
cook-
bread pudding without, a good rum sauce on there.
That's true.
Well, I've been called out for a cook this week on Shed Wars. So I've got to
Actually,
cook something
Grizzly,
out of.
good idea.
Behind you.
Sorry, Em.
So, what are you cooking, Darren, for the Shed Wars?
I don't know. I have beans and kale to work with at the moment.
Marmite sandwiches for everyone. Oh, Robert, not
No, it's
I'm
Vegemite, not
actually going-
Vegemite.
Vegemite.
I'm going to actually do all my cooking for things or for Christmas this year on my pellet grill and my barrel house smoker.
Well, do one and join the collab, Ed.
Well, it's because I don't have a stove in this
He'll come
trailer
in.
or an oven, I should
Yeah.
say. So I just cook it all outside.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Not a darn thing wrong with that.
Huh?
Nothing
That-
wrong with
that
cooking
works.
on a grill, yeah.
Well, a pellet grill is just a glorified oven anyways.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
True.
So I'm cooking out there with my cast iron pans, and it works out great. I've been doing it for the last 2.5 months.
Darren, I got an idea for those beans and kale. You can cook them
Yeah.
up as a side dish. Saute some
Yeah.
onion and garlic and butter and olive oil. Get some like a cup of chicken broth. Put it in there and cook it up, and it's a delicious dish.
Well, I've done a couple of cooks with beans and kale,
I
and
can see
that's
turn-
what makes it
uh,
hard.
Apple into a jar of shine, but not the other way around.
You a popsicle now?
Yes.
Yeah, I
it's cold
remember
outside
it
today.
70
Oh, yeah.
degrees. One Christmas, and we decided to just grill for Christmas dinner instead of cooking in the kitchen.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Courtney, how are you? And yes, Allie, the short that I did yesterday morning is Anthony. He's my baby's baby. And tell Anthony that, and he goes, no, he's not your
He's
baby.
adorable.
He's not your baby. That's my dad. Yes, that's your dad, and he's my baby. Nope. Said, okay, so he's my son. That's not your son. That's my daddy. Okay, Anthony, whatever you say.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, he's 4. Got me on the floor to play with
So
him.
Darren. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Barry.
Go ahead.
The fall barbecue cook-off for next year.
Leave the lid on, please.
I handed it all over to MB Heritage. I'm done with it.
Oh, fair enough, mate.
So he'll be the only host for it next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought of Anthony when I first saw that chicken and them little baby chicks.
Oh yeah, he found his stuffed chicken, and do you know he put the stuffed chicken back on the shelf and took the squeaker one. Yeah. Yeah. He can find that no matter where I put that stupid thing. Yeah.
You know who knows how to stuff a chicken?
Me, my big mouth, Terry. I don't think Darren has ever seen what Brenda gave me a couple years back.
No, I haven't.
Keep them occupied, Daryl.
Me keep them occupied?
Yes, you keep them occupied. Someone around the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Does that mean Daryl's going to start doing jokes?
Well, hi, Johnny. How you doing? Homestead Humor
As long as it's not dancing in
in
the
the
chicken
room?
suit, we're fine.
Here it is.
Well,
Oh,
he's safe
no,
dancing.
the chicken
Chicken
suit
suit as
dance.
long as Jason's not around.
Actually, Allie, I found that at Tractor Supply.
Selena's World. What app are you using, or what are you referring to?
If you're talking about how we have everybody on the live stream, Daryl uses OBS, and then people call Brenda's on Skype, and then the people on the phone we have a number going across. Okay,
As well
so
as Zoom.
No,
so 3 years ago at the Mississippi gathering, she's already laughing. At Deep South Homestead's gathering, Brenda felt sorry for me because we don't have enough land, so we don't have a flock of anything. We had quite a few dogs back then, but we're not allowed chickens, sheep, anything like that, because we have a small piece of property. So she felt bad for me, and she bought me this. Oh, Darren, you haven't seen the half of it. And my grandson Anthony, who's now 4, has adopted this thing. He can smell it as soon as he walks in the house and goes for it. Okay.
I'm just thinking that looks like a chicken that's been choked and.
Well,
put in the
yeah, it's right. And that sounds like it too.
Pretty
Did you
much.
hear that? So last year, because
It's a whole new meaning to choking your chicken.
yeah. So last year at the gathering, because Brenda knows that Anthony just loves this and the sound drives me crazy, she bought Anthony a stuffed chicken. He was here yesterday. It's the first time we've had Anthony here for quite a while. So I said, Brenda bought you a chicken. I said, this is yours, that's Nana's. He looked at this, put this on the bookshelf, and took the plastic one. Yeah, so that's the story of Brenda's chicken.
Morgan, thank you so much for stopping by. Good to see you.
Just
And,
now,
Hi, Morgan.
Grizz, we had Chinese chicken here. The last Chinese chicken we had here now lives in Louisiana.
You gotta love Chinese chicken, like chop suey, kung pao chicken.
I wonder if that's Brett or Amy.
Brett, because Brett is on Broussard. Amy has her own.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured he would cut me more slack than that.
Brett?
Oh,
Little do you know. Oh yeah, Francine and Brenda, folks, you have not seen anything till you've seen Brenda's chicken purse or her chicken coin purse. Good
Yes.
Lord. Yeah. Oh, and Courtney's making cookies. What kind of cookies are you making, Courtney? I think tomorrow I'm going to do some either chocolate covered peanuts or haystacks.
Well,
Where-
I
where's
love
the,
haystack.
the Australian voice is coming from Australia. That's not what you wanted to know,
Melbourne,
right?
Australia.
And that's Darren, down under.
and we have more people in
Yes,
the room here now.
it does.
I see they're talking about cooking and all that. So let me throw in one more.
Daryl just beat you to the joke.
So let me throw in another quick advertisement here for what Sherry has started here.
Carol, I can make sure he gets one of them. Night, Johnny.
Sherry has started a collaboration that revolves around cooking. So it's going to be holiday dishes, holiday candies, whatever
Holiday
you,
drinks.
holiday drinks, whatever you choose to make in your household for holidays and stuff. She put her first video up today, so you can go see that. But I kind of went just a step further. I created
Imagine that.
I created a 10-second intro that anybody is welcome to have. They can edit it. They can, run it slower, run it faster, whatever they want to do with it. But it's just we used it on introducing the video. So anyway, this is what it looks like. And if you would like this for your collaboration entry, by all means, just send us an email. It's small enough to email. We'll send it back to you, and you can pop it right in your video.
I want that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want that intro
Okay.
so I can put it in mine.
Okay.
please.
Well. Okay. Well. Send. Just send us an email because that way I can keep track, and I'll just reply with the with that video. So, and that's what it is. It's just a 10-second video. So, all right. Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Crystal, I think we all like food.
no.
See, Christmas food here is different from that. And it's a barbecue,
Oh, that sounds
or
good
a
too.
grill, as you guys would call it.
Yes. A barbecue.
Nothing wrong with that.
That would be almost
Well,
like
I
Allie
mean, at
said.
110 degrees, you don't really want the oven going.
No, you don't. That's for sure.
Probably some teriyaki deer would be good.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes, ma'am. That's the only kind
That's
the only
awesome.
kind I will eat. Brenda's was the very first deer that I had that I could tolerate.
I love venison. I could eat it all the time if I had it.
I would take deer meat over
I have a
beef
friend
any
that
day.
makes every Christmas. She makes as part of the meal. She does venison meatballs,
Cool.
and they're delicious. And
See.
Courtney, do I have to come over and show you how to use your Instapot?
See, if I made a comment about tasting my deer, it might be a bit off colour.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't want you to say anything like that.
No.
No. Oh, where's Sabrina where we need her?
In the toilet.
Where's Ahmed?
Yeah.
She may be having to wash all them towels before she can make an appearance.
That's true.
Maybe.
That's true.
Thick and fluffy one.
Oh, venison mincemeat.
Mm,
That would be different.
That would be good though.
that would be. But
Okay.
my friend, she told her sister that for the last 20 years, she's been making venison meatballs. Now her sister won't go over her house for Christmas anymore.
So,
Tinker's wife, there you go. You can make a
I have a
collab
second
video
behind
on
you,
that.
Brett.
Brenda
Isn't
just
that
saw.
right, Brett?
Yeah, Brenda just saw Brett's comment. Hey Emma, how are you?
Year we got this year red, white, and speckled. My daughter hit with her car. I'll tell you right now, you want a car you can hit deer with and not destroy it? She has a Ford Freestyle. She hit this deer, killed it.
Well, it's a Ford.
The only thing it done to the car was there was a couple of hairs on the radiator, and one spot of blood. That was it.
Wow.
Didn't do any damage to the car at all. None. I was expecting it to be laying in pieces all over the road.
Wait a minute. What's set in stone? This is getting scary.
I did see it, Crystal. I just ignored it. Kilton Gardner said that I need to make the cheesecake, do a video with the cheesecake, and then I send him part and Crystal the other half. I just ignored it.
Oh, Tinker's wife, you're now up to 2 videos you have to put in this collab. So go ahead and announce a few more.
Can I
And
hear that?
we'll hold you up to those.
Patty, yeah, this too now. I'm doing one. I'm making a bread. I usually do apple cinnamon swirl bread, and I'm going to use a jar of my fig preserves, and I'm going to do that this week.
And the rusty pepper, that sounds like something that might be something good for you to have a shot with to make a collab video.
Patty says, what? Yes, Broussard, cheesecake. Somebody mentioned that earlier, if I was doing a video of the cheesecake for the collab. And I said, no, because it's just Daryl and me. The cheesecake I make is just too big.
You could do mini
There's only how
cheesecake.
much cream cheese in it?
Do what, Brenda?
I said, there's only how much cream cheese in that thing?
5 packages, 40 ounces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's 40 ounces in English? Come on.
I don't know. It's just a package of
A lot.
a block of cream cheese.
Yeah.
It still gets me that you guys insist on denying everything from England, but stick to England's measurements after England doesn't do them.
What can I tell
Blame
you?
our ancestors for that.
All right, it's 1.1 kilograms.
Yeah, 1.13398 kilograms.
Yeah, Carol, potatoes is Darren's weakness. You're right. I would have to make something for with potatoes. I can do that.
But who on earth
I do cheesecake.
who on earth measures a kilogram?
I wonder.
Who doesn't measure a kilogram?
See there?
A kilogram is 1 liter of water.
Who goes by liters?
You do when you buy the soda in them. They're
most
two
of
liter
the world-
bottles. That's all I know. 2 liter bottles. That's the only English measurements or whatever measurements that I know of.
We use English measurements to show them we're still boss.
Touche, Crystal.
My goodness, Gardner.
Robert, Daryl does the same thing. He could use a half a packet of cream cheese on half a bagel. So yes.
That's a little too much.
Well, if you've ever stayed in one of these motels where they have the breakfast thing where they give you the little packets of cream cheese.
Oh, I can put two of them on one side.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
See, Daryl, not me.
yeah. You gotta get 4 of those per bagel.
When I make this cheesecake, I can only take like a sliver or a little bite of a sliver. I mean, it's wow. Yeah.
So you gotta really do small scale big dreams cheesecake. You
Yeah.
gotta make mini cheesecakes.
Well, I made one.
And if you could freeze them.
I made 5 last year. We went to the shindig in
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
I made
Well, that was 5 40-ounces.
5 big ones, and then I made the small ones. Yeah, and then I made smaller ones.
Yeah, when we got there and we started taking them out of the truck, the rear end of the truck just kept going up in the air and up in the air.
Yeah, we made one. We made one for Jason, and he was staying at Roots and Refuge, and we made one for sure.
What?
It just went. They're the ones who pretty much put on the shindig. Vincent's. I made a cheesecake for
Vincent
for Vincent. I made one for
Sowards.
Yeah, I made one for Sowards and Jason.
Made one for Jason that he left there.
Jason left his at Jess and Maya's.
And Maya had no problem eating it for him.
So
Everybody didn't.
yeah, so that's why you'll hear every now and again about when people tease Jason about his cheesecake.
That's why.
Yeah, because he never got one.
You know what makes a great cheesecake?
Tell me.
A shot of espresso and a shot of Kahlua.
Oh, my mother used to make her own Kahlua.
See that?
Yeah, my mother used to make her own Kahlua.
That is.
Would you believe I've never made cheesecake?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I've never made cheesecake. My husband was not a huge cheesecake fan, so I was never allowed to try and make it.
Oh, right, Crystal. Cream cheese is so good on many things, and I'll leave it right at that.
Yeah.
Hey, Heaven's Gate, how are you?
Oh, there's the lizard person.
I knew you'd say that. That's why she doesn't even say hi anymore. She just puts that. She knows you'll know who that is. Yeah, Emma, this thing is huge. I'll put a picture up on Facebook because I still have a picture of it. Kahlua and Bailey's Irish cream and chocolate milk.
No, that sounds good.
They're good in coffee.
Kahlua in coffee as you're working out in the fridge.
That's good. I've had that. That's good.
My mother did that. Like I said, my mom used to make it. But then she always had.
I love cheesecake.
What was it when she passed? My son found a bottle of wine that I think my dad and my uncle made back in Lord knows when, late '60s, early '70s, maybe. Yeah,
It was well aged.
well aged.
Yeah, I bet. Wow.
Well, Heaven's Gate, if you want any snow, we have it over here in Ohio.
Yeah, it's become quite white outside today.
I can
You
live
need to
without
post
the
some
snow.
pictures, Sherry, so I can see it.
Well, I put a picture up on Facebook for you, Terry.
I'll have to go look. I haven't been on Facebook much today. I've been canning and making broth and making lemon video. I've made a couple videos today doing my
Brad.
lemon and garlic honey for Amy because her and I were supposed to video chat yesterday, and life happened on both ends, and we just couldn't do it. So I made a video for Amy for it today,
Cool.
and I'll be going out tomorrow.
Cool.
I only go on Facebook to tease people.
Good night, Brett.
Did you get snow up there, Courtney? I was pouring rain this morning and then poof, it turned. Kyle, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Not quite the same bomb.
nah, nah. Yeah,
You might be talking about Bomb Alaska.
it should be called Fat Days. You're right. Yep.
Okay. So we get back to how we got our name.
Yes, go for it. I think we started that an hour ago.
Yeah. I would be a spy's worst nightmare trying to drag it out of me.
CIA.
But
CIA.
at any rate, after Paul got the job up here working at Sierra Bullet, we started in looking for a place to live, place to buy. Well, we put our other house on the other side of the state up on the market for sale. And we looked at a few, but none of them panned out. And finally, this one popped up on the market, and the real estate agent called me, and she's like, "We've got one that just came on the market 20 minutes ago if you want to go look at it." And I was like, "Sure, I'll be right there." So we met her out here, and we looked at it, and we were like, "Yep, this is ours. It's our home. This is where we're going to live at now." And we bought it. We signed on it, believe it or not, the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. Moved into it in January. And believe it or not, we lived in this one room. This room right here for the first winter. With one stove. We didn't even have a bathroom. Well, we had a bathroom, but I mean, there was no water. No running water. Somebody had broke into it and stripped all the copper they could get their hands on out of it. Paul had to do a lot of rewiring and stuff like that just to get this room livable. So the house has been pretty much completely rewired. We had to rerun all new water lines and all that good stuff. Which, during the process of running the following summer, running all new water lines and everything under the house to the kitchen and the bathroom, Paul discovered a receipt to an Amber Duncan. I'm like, okay, I don't know no Amber Duncan, but apparently there was a Duncan lived here at one time besides us. Well, Paul got to checking at the courthouse when he went down to, I think he went down to pay the personal property taxes. And he got to asking him about this place. And come to find out, back in 1900, this farm was listed as the Duncan Homestead in the county courthouse.
That is so cool.
And that is how we got our channel name, Duncan 1900 Homestead.
Brenda, 1 second. Looks like we got another caller here, but I think this caller's been here before.
Yeah, it's Terry.
Okay. All right. Well, Terry, you're back in here.
Get cut off.
And
Thank you.
And she has the hiccups again.
I see that.
She's a great baby. That's what they say.
Okay,
And
Brenda.
I haven't been drinking. This is that part.
Brenda, it's just Terry. Go ahead.
No, he's baby. Not that I would object to a drink, but
Yeah, Courtney, it was meant to be. Exactly.
oh yes, it was definitely. I mean, it was just meant to be all the way around. Some days I wonder why, but
Hey.
this is where it's supposed to be for some reason.
So what's your plans for the upcoming year, besides not wearing a mask?
Surviving,
I mean,
if that's possible.
do you have? You mentioned maybe some sort of addition to your house here, maybe, but anything
Yes.
else?
Oh, I have lots of them I'd like to do. If I just had the money to do it.
So you have a honeydew list. It's just it needs to grow. It needs.
Yeah, but I need a honey that will do all that work for me too.
Now she sounds like me.
Mine works too many hours to do it all. But yes, we're wanting to put a greenhouse slash, and I say slash sunroom because we're not going to put a regular greenhouse roof on it because this house is like, oh my gosh, it's way too tall. And if we put a greenhouse roof on it, it would get smashed in the first snow we got. So we're going to put a regular metal roof on it. Put a regular roof on it and a metal roof. So that's why I kind of say slash sunroom, because it's really not going to be a greenhouse without a greenhouse roof. But I'm going to use it like a greenhouse and grow in it.
Yeah. Patty says, what about an atrium?
Yeah. Well, most atriums have they still have the greenhouse type roof, the glass roofs on them.
Do they?
Believe me, I would love to have one of those. Those are beautiful. I've seen some really gorgeous ones. But
I'd love to do that here. I'd be
yeah,
in
I'm
love.
gonna do that, and then I'd like to take off from the kitchen and eventually put a an outdoor kitchen out there. Which is where most people have seen all my huge pots of garden pots at.
Right.
Where I planted all my garden stuff at.
Brenda, I don't know if you mentioned this in your story, and I missed it because I had to restart my phone. How much land do you have?
10 acres.
That's good sized land.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's only an acre deep and 10 acres long, but it works.
Okay.
That's 100 times more land than I've got.
Oh, believe me, I would love to be able to put
that's how they
the
like to do
original
it
land
here.
back with the house that went with it. This whole place, when it was first bought and registered at the county courthouse back in 1900, it was actually a mile by a mile. I mean, it was a mile square of land with the house.
Wow.
Which is how most of them are laid out here. The roads are a mile. They're in miles. It's like a mile square grid layout.
So
And most of your
1.75
farms, that's what they
kilometres by
consist of.
1.75.
I'm sorry, Darren.
But it's slowly sold off.
Darren, repeat that.
So 1.75 kilometres by 1.75 kilometres.
Yes.
Yes.
If you say so.
He does.
Come on, that's off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm going to leave that one alone.
My
was that,
stepdaughter down in Florida,
Nothing,
she's got
Darren,
10
nothing.
acres, and the way they have hers laid out, it's a complete square.
See, Angela says 1 square mile is called a section.
Yep. And that's what each section is. It's a square mile here.
And the funny thing is, when Brenda said that how her property is like a prairie, I can relate to what she's like. When I lived out in New Mexico, with my stepdad when he was in the Air Force, you went off the base and it was flatland. It was open country and cattle farms all around the base.
Yes. Oh, we are surrounded by, gosh, cattle and big ag.
So you know what that
I
purple haze
find
is
it
like.
summer with the crop dusters.
Yep, you sure do.
So Brenda knows what that purple haze is like.
Me and my goats both were directly sprayed by a plane that was crop dusting and didn't turn his duster off when he flew over our property.
Shoo.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if they don't turn it off, that makes them that makes them legal to shoot down, then, doesn't it?
I wish, because I'd oblige them.
I have no doubt in my mind you would.
I would think, and all right, to be very serious about it though. Wouldn't that open them up to lawsuits?
It should. It should, but like most places, things run on the buddy system.
Yep, good old boys.
Yep.
It's just.
I mean, I even got him on video and didn't do any good.
They all got brown noses. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, and come on, all the farmers around are going to back them, so
Yeah,
you're going to get harassed to death.
yeah. You're the odd person out. That's true.
Well, I can understand and sympathize with a farmer using crop dusting for agricultural purposes within reason. I mean, sure, that's their livelihood. They're growing their crops, and if they have to supplement those crops, get rid of pests or whatever, but that does not apply to doing Brendan Paul's house.
No.
Did
Yeah,
did
there's
you?
supposed
Now,
to be
did you
controls
get-
in place.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be controlled.
Did you or the goats get sick?
Yeah, actually, I had a cough for, oh my gosh, probably over 6 months over it.
Wow.
That just wouldn't go away.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly, Robert. Someone's patting the other's back. You got it.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've got a goat now that has several tumors on her, probably from being sprayed.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well,
So, since you
He grew up-
moved out to Missouri, what are the likes and dislikes about living there?
Oh, I grew up in Missouri. I just grew up in the southeastern corner of Missouri. Well, not really. I wasn't all the way down in the Boot Hills, but I grew up right in at the foothills of the Ozark Mountains,
Okay.
which is still Missouri, but and it's about 4.5 hours from here. The one thing I like here, if it wasn't for all the chemical use and stuff by Big Ag, there's some of the richest, blackest dirt you ever seen here for growing crops, and there are almost no rocks at all. I mean, if you go in our garden and you find a rock, it's because somebody threw it in there.
Wow.
now that's not the case in the Ozarks, though, is it? That gets real rocky.
No. Yeah, the Ozarks. Yeah, you get close to the mountains in the Ozarks, and you get more red clay, and you get there's a lot of rocks and stuff.
So where you're at
Just like here.
where you're at now, what kind of, how far down is the water table? I mean, like, how deep is your well?
Oh gosh. Let me put it this way. Our first summer here, we didn't have a tractor or the equipment to harvest our hay. So we went in halves on the hay with another guy for him to put it up for us. And they had a really, really bad drought that year, and there wasn't hardly any hay anywhere up here. And we like never talked him into even coming out to look at it, because he kept saying it's only 6 acres. There's no way, or 6.5 acres. There's no way it's going to be worth putting up. He said, I've put up maybe 15 bales off of 100-acre plots.
That's pretty scarce.
Wow.
That's how bad of a drought it was. But this is how close our water table is to the surface, though we're right here where we're at. They put up over 400 bales of hay off of that 6.5 acres.
Wow.
Wow.
That's substantial.
Yeah.
That is substantial.
When he finally came and looked at it, he couldn't believe it. He was like, I cannot believe what I'm looking at. He said, this hay is so thick you almost can't walk through it.
Nice.
But yeah, they put up over 400 bales off of it.
Now you and Paul, you plant every year, and then you go bale the hay every year now that you have your tractor and so forth, or do you still?
Yeah.
Or do you still?
Yeah, we bale our own now.
Okay.
When the equipment works.
So, are you growing that much now? I mean, 400 bales seems like a lot of hay.
It is a lot of hay. Actually, the last 2 years, we've only harvested half of that field.
Well, that's just what I was kind of wondering. You probably cut down on that, because that's more than what you can use for your animals.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I was selling a lot of it, but I just haven't the last few years, and we've just really cut back.
Huh?
And now this year, all we have are the 2 goats. We got rid of the sheep. So
Is there another crop that you could grow there to increase your profitability from the land?
I don't know if you really could or not. Personally, I prefer to keep it as a hay field. And one of the reasons for it is the hay we get off of that field is over 12% protein.
Again,
You can make a lot of money from that hay.
Yeah, the problem is if you're stripping it and selling it, you're stripping the nutrients out.
Well, here's one reason why it has such a high amount of such high numbers is we still have on this property in that field some of the original prairie grasses to this area. And we're the only place known that I know of around here that has any left. Everybody else has stripped it all out by planting corn and soybeans and what have you.
Brenda, I have to ask, do you have tumbleweeds where you're at?
No.
Okay, that's just further south down in Texas then, maybe, or something.
Or probably further west into Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Rusty Pepper's asking, are they square bales or rolled?
Square.
And they're the small bales too, right? I mean, that's not the...
Yeah, we usually average around between 65 to 70 pound bales.
Yeah. There's a square bale that's monstrous. It's what?
No.
Six foot.
I have to be able to lift these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be smaller than she is.
Oh, so these are the miniature bales.
Hey, short people can do a lot of things. I'm only 5'2", and I can still do a lot.
Yeah.
You're only 5'2", Terry?
Loads all the hay out of the field as he's baling. So they're usually average around 65 to 70 pound bales.
So how tall are you, Sherry?
5'6". And you?
I'm 5'8", so yeah.
I was 4'11" the last time I was checked in high school.
Yeah, she's
You
short.
told my dad's mom she was 4'11" and she wore a size 1 shoe. She
Oh,
had
Lord.
a special order her shoes because her feet were so small.
Yeah, sort of like Rachel. Garden for cheap.
Uh-huh.
So the prairie grasses that you had mentioned, that just grows wild, right? I mean, or do you actually plant those?
No, it's wild. It's what was originally here before white man come.
So it's still got all the forbs and everything still in there?
Hmm.
Yeah. That's some great pasture land.
Yeah. And we're as far as I know, we're the only place around here that still has any of the original prairie grass.
Cool.
They were shocked to find out that we had it here.
Well, there's so many people now trying to duplicate that prairie process. Yeah, that's become a big thing, trying to duplicate that prairie process and getting the perennial pastures out there.
Well, that's one reason why I really would never want to turn it. I would not want to turn the ground over and plant some other crop like corn or soybean or anything like that, because it would probably destroy the only prairie grasses that are left.
So, Brenda, have you guys considered some other livestock, like I'm going to say some cattle or some pigs, or?
I would love to have what are those called? Is it Highland cattle? Those little short cattle.
What
Little
is
short ones with long horns and shaggy coat.
Brenda, is Scruffy just sitting a little bit off screen there?
Scruffy. Oh no, actually he's in bed.
Oh, okay. All right. You looked over, and I thought you were. I thought you were, checking with him on something here. Okay.
Yeah, it's
let's
late.
see
It's
what
late for
calls
him.
for-
Yeah, he gets up too early. It's late
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
You know.
He
I mean,
gets
he'll
up
fall
and-
he'll fall asleep leaning against the door frame. Remember? Yeah, he does. See
That's
that?
why I talk to you guys during the day, so I'm not sleeping through work.
Actually, Heaven's Essentials. I don't know if the grass is protected or not, as far as by the state or anything. They might if they knew it was there. But
Are you talking about Highland cattle?
yeah,
Emma says they aren't that short.
I think she's thinking about Dexter's, like the ones like Danny and Wanda
Yeah,
have.
Dexter's.
yeah,
Dexter's.
yeah. Dexter.
Highlands-
That's what I would love to have.
Oh gosh, my youngest one
Highlands
has
are natural
always
short, too.
wanted yaks.
Well,
Yeah.
Dexter's, that's what Morgan's going to be obtaining.
They
Oh, really?
Dexter's about the same size as Smudge, Brenda.
Yeah.
Brenda, yaks are huge. I have a friend that lives out west,
Yeah.
and she has a yak farm. And she's got a page on Facebook. It's called Yaks in the Cradle. And with the hair, she gets yarn made out of it, and it's beautiful yarn.
Now, Sonny's place is saying that Highlands have
They are
large
beautiful.
horns.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
No.
Highlands do have large horns, the shaggy fur, and the bulls only grow to 600 to 700 kilos.
And then,
Oh, I could say something about them.
Yeah, I know. He saw my look. That's why he started laughing.
I'm
And
behaving myself tonight.
Yeah,
that would be 1,200 to 1,800 pounds.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We're always welcome in the chat here.
yeah. North and south. Paul gets up about that time also. That's why by 8:30, Paul's usually done for.
Paul's usually done for by 7.
Yeah. Uh huh.
He's crawling up the stairs to go to bed.
Yeah, when we met 2 years ago to help Andy out when Nathan brought his tiller and we took the camper, it was raining and everybody hibernated in the camper for the afternoon. And Paul and Brenda stayed in the camper that night. That's the night that Smudge decided he wanted to sleep with Brenda on the couch. And Paul was sitting on the floor, and we're all sitting there chatting, all inside the camper, sitting in there chatting. And you look over, and Paul's sound asleep, just leaning against the door frame. It's time to go to bed, Paul. Just go on in there. There's a bed for you.
Look at the first HOA.
Yeah.
Every time you sit down, he was
Yep, sure was.
snoring.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is there something you haven't grown, Brenda, that you would like to?
Oh gosh.
Vegetable-wise or animal-wise?
Height-wise. Sorry, had to.
Just had to go there.
I know, yes, I did.
I like to grow restraint.
Oh gosh. I don't know. Really.
Nothing off the top of her head.
Not really. Not really. I would like to be able to be successful at growing ducks again, but
You're
they
fine,
don't
Kathy.
seem to be working out here for some reason. Hello, Miss Kathy.
Well, I know that every time we go to a meetup or a picnic and Brenda's there, I get eggs.
Oh, honey, my kitchen counter and the floor in front of the counter has got one of them blue buckets full of eggs. The kitchen counter's covered in eggs. I mean, it's just covered in eggs.
How many chickens do you have?
Stacked up. I have
Nice.
24 chickens and 1 rooster.
Oh, wow.
And they lay
My little
very
two
well.
chickens laying eggs ain't nothing to them.
No. They lay very well.
Okay, well, it's been a very interesting hour and a half here already. I think we're
Yes, it
gonna start to wrap it up here. Anybody that's still on the phone, you got any last thoughts you'd like to share with the folks that remained in the chat here tonight? So we'll start with Terry.
Just stay warm. Be
What do you
careful
want me
with any of the crazy weather going on out there.
Darren?
Stay warm, stay cool.
It's just cold.
Yeah, really.
Stay cool,
Hey,
stay warm,
Darren,
stay
Darren,
cool.
Darren be total opposite.
I'm wearing a tank top and it's hot. Come on.
And Brenda?
I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and for sticking around so long to hear how we got our channel name.
Squirrel.
It's something I had intended to do a video on, oh gosh, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yep.
Just never did get around to it.
Yep.
So I thought, well, it might make for a good subject.
Cherry?
And then when you came up with your logo, and that's the year that Daryl did all the logos in wood for the gathering. Yours was a challenge, and Alderman's was a challenge.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yep.
Cherry?
That I have no doubt. But I love that wooden plaque.
Cherry?
Yes,
Daryl?
Daryl.
Last thoughts there?
Last thoughts?
Last thoughts?
Is that like a
No.
last testament, last will and testament?
Well,
Yeah.
before we go, say one last time about your collab here that you just started today.
Well, we started a holiday collab 2020 for anything you make, liquid or not, for the holidays. Make a video and join our collab. If you want, Daryl has a real short video that you can put at the beginning of it,
Like a short intro.
a short intro that he can send you. Love to have you. Would like to get it as big as we can get. I have invited some rather large channels. Some have accepted, and hopefully it takes off.
Okay. And next
What about
week,
the jerk chicken casserole?
and next week, Wild Onions Homestead will be our guest.
Karma, Darren.
Oh.
Karma.
So Wild Onion
you'll get
Homestead will be our
yours.
guest.
You'll get yours.
And I would just like to remind everybody,
Cheesecake.
Always catches up with you.
and I would just like to remind everybody, especially this time of year,
Here we go.
when you reach the end of your rope, just tie a knot and hang on. Good night, everybody.